I remember well since young age we everything we remember is ministry. Preaching and praying for people, counseling people.
I also was born into a Christian home. My parents had come to Christ a few years before I was born, and they're the ones that really instilled me being Christ-like. Looking for God 100%, giving Him your all. My parents' testimony, they weren't Christian. They grew up in very different families, and when they got married, they came to the point where they also were going to be separated. It wasn't working for them, and coming to Christ is what really saved their marriage.
Yes, I remember when I was 13 years old. And I remember one morning my dad was there with a brother that he was used to be there, because he was on fire for the Lord. And he called the brother, "Hey brother, take him with you. Uh, Show him how to play the piano or the keyboard." And I remember that same night I fall in love with music. I was already saying or deciding, no, this is what I want to do the rest of my life.
Okay, well, since I can remember, I love music. I love singing. I grew up in a church, and I love singing. I love singing there at the church. It was something that was strong in my heart. I always thought I want to go to school for that. I want to serve God with my voice. I want to be in ministry. And I remember even thinking and telling my parents that I want to marry a pastor's kid. I want to marry a pastor's son and a musician. So we had a practice that night. I remember it vividly. And I wasn't going to go because I was really late and I had to go on bus. So I was like, okay, I'll make the trip, right? So I went, and our lead singer, he was late. So I was like, I want to go home, But I stayed, and he finally got there, and he walked in first, and then Jonathan walked in, and I remember it like it was yesterday because I remember exactly what he was wearing. And I remember he started playing, and I remember hearing it, and I just looked up, and I was like, wow, he's a good musician, he might fit in my plans, maybe. I told him in my choppy Spanish if he could give me some piano lessons. And he was like, yeah, right. And I remember expecting, okay, I have to pay him something. But no, he didn't charge me anything afterward.
She said piano lessons. I was like, I'm a servant, so that's what I do. That's the way we met. It was something great.
Yeah.
Right after we met each other, we started, talking, and we had a really nice relationship for about a month and a half, 2 months. I remember pastor where I was staying at, the pastor from the church I was playing. He was used to tell me, "Are you sure you have nothing with her?" Well, we came to the point, when the time when we started. All right, I like you, I like you. You know what? You fit into my plans, And when we made it official within both of us that we liked each other, things started going somewhere else, and I remember from that point forward, our relationship it became dark. We went to a dark side per se. I think that now I understand. I think that when you do things correctly, God keeps your mind in a safe place. Something that we couldn't do. That's why the enemy took advantage and place in our lives.
Our whole demeanor towards each other changed. It wasn't happy anymore. It wasn't joyful. It was stressed. It was dark. It was a lot of jealousy. It was a lot of controlling. We had gone to an extreme already. Like, this is how far sin has taken me. And my family was like, this is it. My parents were like, we don't want you together. I kept him on a pedestal. I put him in a spot where he shouldn't have been. I put him where God should have been in my heart. And when he made this confession to me, it was, the walls came crumbling down, like everything's been a lie. There's nothing, there's What's holding this up? And it's all been lies. I still remember thinking in the night, God, you're with me. I'm not by myself. You're with me. You're my husband right now. You're my cover. You're the one who's going to instruct me on how I raise my kids now.
And one of the reasons we started this ministry is because we came to realize that without God, we cannot do anything. I remember I was on my knees the day that she told me that she wanted to get divorced. And I told God, I cannot do it anymore. And I kind of heard God tell me, oh, you finally realized that. You finally noticed that you cannot do it. And I was like, yes, I need you. And he was like, all right, so you want to do it my way? What I want you to do now is just obey my words. Just put it to work. First of all, humble yourself before your wife because you messed up. Be humble about it, And that's what we started doing, and I started seeing things, like I was mentioning, the name of the ministry is True Reason Ministry, because sometimes in life we are so twisted, we're so crooked, we're going around what our purpose are, our purpose is. Thank you. Jesus said, if you, in order for you to own your life, to win your life, you have to give it up for my name's sake. But if you try to win it, certainly or surely you will lose your life.
The man that I wanted to marry is what emerged from there. The man that I wanted to spend the rest of my life emerged from those ashes.
God put us in a place where we can win souls and bring healing to their lives. So that's what we are at now, trying to spread the word of God, trying to connect people with God, and trying to make people understand and realize that what they need is a real encounter with God.